That was a nice day. I stayed overnight here at the Meadows because I told Tim I would go with one of his trotters tomorrow morning, yesterday. This morning, he's just tinkering with him, trying to get him to trot good. Touches his knees and gets out of gear, but he wants to go forward, and I think the shoeing changes made helped him, but he's got a little ways to go yet, so we'll see how he is over the next couple of weeks. Somebody had asked, why'd you stay here today? I know you get a lot of drives, and I said, I told Tim I would drive a couple of his horses for him. As I said, I don't know how helpful I'll be, but I'll help if I can, and it ended up being a long day for me driving catch drives, which has been a while. But just to come somewhere and drive no horses of your own, a long while, actually, now that I say it out loud. Anyway, hopefully I put in a good effort today. Still slept on it last night, thought about a lot of what I said. Because, when I bring you a video like last night, it's in the heat of the moment, right? It's fresh in my mind. How I felt coming off the bike probably finds its way to your screen. So, a night of clarity didn't really change a whole lot, to be honest. Still pretty disappointed that I put Tim's horse on the run. And then, as I said, the same type of thing happened with my 1% later in the evening. Same type of thing. From the rail. It's even worse for poor Brett because he's on a half. I was on a 5/8, but just struggled off the rail and made a break. Whether I got up on top of the gate, I couldn't see if my 1% did. It didn't really matter anyway. The horse has been great all summer, except for the only two blemishes, I think, in his last 10 starts were 2 breaks. So I'm just going to have to get over it. Same, but on both counts, as an owner and a partner on my 1%, and as a driver and a friend of Tim. So it's just the way it is. Horn Player, I thought raced good. I'm not changing. In my mind, I don't think there's any reason to change her trajectory. One of our clients messaged me last night and said, Anthony, listen, I'm just curious why you got away so poorly with Horn Player. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched me drive very much. I don't stray too far from the front end, right? I'm usually up near where, as Paul McKenzie used to say, up near the roast beef. That's where I like to be. So I don't mind racing from off the pace, but my preferred position is not too far off the pace setter. And if Horn Player got away 6th or 7th, it's certainly not because I wanted to. I can assure you of that. If you watch her trot last night, struggled a bit coming off the rail, struggled a bit down the backstretch, but didn't offer to run. Just put a step in and gathered herself up. This track, the 5/8, is not perfect for her. It's good in the sense she's learning to race in a number of different situations and do it well and close hard, but bad in the sense that she's not getting a chance to truly stretch out. I really did want to get her to the Meadowlands, but they close after today. She will find her way to the Casual Breeze. And for my partners out there, and I'm sure there's going to be some saying, I don't think she's good enough. That's wonderful. I appreciate the input, but that is where she is going in Ontario. Crantini, I definitely got him beat, but there's that other voice saying, yeah, but you would have had to go to the well to win again with him. And although he trotted a big last half, he did show some fight, some spunk, some desire to win the race, and just got picked off. He got picked off by a horse, probably shouldn't beat him, but when you go half in 59, I said this to you guys last night, you're allowing horses that are, no disrespect, but inferior to him, you're allowing them to level. You've just leveled the playing field for them, and the downside of that is you can get beat. The front side of that, I guess the flip side of that in this case is that I didn't want to empty out Crantini. Although I did chase him as hard as I could to the wire, that slow first half really just turned into a strong race from him. I liked the way he wasn't hot coming into the gate. He settled in the first turn until I asked him to accelerate to the front. He did everything properly and did very little wrong. So I was happy in that regard. Irresistible Sun did get castrated this morning. The vet said one testicle was 3 times the size of the other one. He didn't elaborate to that other than to say, as a male, he doesn't understand how that wouldn't hurt him. Trotting Fluid, just the sweetest horse, turning into a very nice horse to drive, but did need that castration in hindsight, I guess. So hopefully he can come forward now. I don't know, he didn't look rough to me anywhere. Tyler didn't say he's falling apart late. He didn't show signs of discomfort. So will he be better? that's up to him. I can't answer that. We'll see soon enough. Very happy with War We Yuri and Memory and Imagination last night. And War We Yuri's a nice horse that is going to get better, and I think I articulated myself very well in saying somebody just texted me. I think I articulated myself very well with War We Yuri, just saying he's a good horse. I appreciate the patience, and I think he's going to be a horse for the stable for a while. Now, he may run into roadblocks along the way, and that may change. His role in the stable may change, but for now, I see a clear path to him being a decent 3-year-old, picking it up, and turning into a pretty nice 4-year-old. Memory and Imagination, I think, is a killer. I just talked to Scotty and Megan. Obviously, the Colts and Fillies are going to head out that way this week. After Thursday for the Fillies, right away for the Colts. Now, they race next Sunday, so Scotty is in Kentucky. So I guess I'll go and drive Memory and Imagination and those horses in the Poconos, their next start. The final, now I don't get ahead of myself, but the final is in the Poconos also, so that's on a Saturday, so Scott should be available for that. Austral Hanover I thought raced good. Vaquero Blue Chip raced tremendous. I thought the horse raced very, very good. In fact, 3 seconds faster than any of the other Stallion series. So just caught a tough customer in there, but raced very, very good in winning. Blanton's Blue, Mark did a great job with him. I haven't spoke to Mark yet, but looks like the horse on the front was a bit of a ringer. I think he was even money, and Brian Sears driving him, so probably a nice horse. The only blemish of last night, Victory Blue Chip, really disappointing, and the more I thought about it, actually, the more I got angry. So I think Victory Blue Chip is coming to an end here at the stable. I don't hate the horse. I don't dislike him. I'm just very frustrated that he chooses to behave the way he is. Now, maybe it's because he's just too big. And if that's the case, that's fine. I just don't think he's a horse we're going to wait on. So there's no real reason to keep Victory Blue Chip right now. We have horses that can beat him in the Stallion Series, and he has that Stallion Series win, so he may be interesting to a number of people. And there's nothing wrong with him. I just think that we have 2 that can beat him right now, as is. If somebody bought him and changed his gear and he come around, great. I just don't think it's going to be us. Absolute Euphoria was great last night. I felt bad. Patricia sent me a note and said, why is it you can never talk about Yo Mister, one of our nicer horses? You're right. I can't. I can tell you why. Because he's not on the calendar. Not on the calendar. Curtis didn't put him on the calendar. And he's away right now, too. So we'll get him on the calendar. But I'm like the anchorman, Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. If it's written on the teletype, I can write. I'll read about it. I'll talk about it if it's on here. But if it's not, there's a chance I'll forget. And although the last horse I drove of the night, right before I did my video, was Yo Mister, I still forgot to talk about him because he was not on our calendar. He raced good. Pretty much how I thought it would go when Ronnie got away in behind me. I almost had him fished out in the last turn. I figured I could beat that horse. I didn't even think it would be that close, but I thought I could beat him. My goal was to get Ronnie out. I wanted to get him out. I thought if he got to the pass lane, he beats me for sure, unless Yo Mister really kicked hard down the lane, which I can't take for granted. So my best option at that point was just let him kind of dawdle a bit so it looked like St. K was gone. Ronnie would come out, somebody would come up the inside, and maybe at that point, in his transition, I might have enough to beat him. It turned out he won with the earplugs in. It didn't matter. But Yo Mister raced good. I thought he raced very good. Again, there's a 4-year-old racing against aged horses, right? There might not have been, that might have been not been the Open, but those were good horses last night. And the track didn't play, although it was a beautiful night and the track seemed good, it just seemed like it wasn't fast. I don't know how to explain it. It's the best way I can explain it. It just did not seem fast last night, and a good mile for sure from Yo Mister. Activation continues to do what he does. You know, again, I get the chirpers saying to me, you know, you're so hard on Activation. He's one of our best horses. Whoa. Just so we're clear, he is nowhere near one of our best horses, but he is a very productive animal. He has turned into this year's Austral Hanover, right? No one really... that's not true, because Austral Hanover really was one of our worst, and I mean very worst, literally one of our worst horses training down, and turned out to be one of our better horses of 2023 for wins and money and just likableness. I don't even know if that's a word. Activation makes you work for every inch of his wins, but gets it done. He reminds me a lot of Yes. So he's like a Yes and an Austral hybrid. Yes, in the fact that he caught a slower division last night. The favorite made a break at the quarter pole, so I don't know if he was going to beat me or not. But he stayed at it. Activation stayed at it and did his work. He's got, all the time it feels like he's going to get beat. But he does enough to win all the time. And that makes him like a bull. But to say he's one of our best 2-year-olds, it's no. He can't beat Memory and Imagination. He can't beat Insider Trading. He can't beat Pickpocket. And there's no point in saying he can't beat this horse, can't beat that horse. Who gives a shit? He's got 5 wins in 6 starts. I don't know if there's that many 2-year-olds in North America that have 5 wins. There, for the bean counters out there, for the analytical people, find me a 2-year-old with more than 5 wins in North America this year. I don't think there's many. Maybe there's some in Ontario or New York or somewhere I don't know. But the ones we race against, I haven't seen any 2-year-olds with 5 wins. It would have been 6 if it wasn't for Scotty. JK Victory continued race good, 4th again. It just seems like he's 2 classes. The class he can do really good in, and the class it's a little tough for him. But I'm sure that will change as the year goes on. But hey, listen, he's racing consistently, he's racing good, very happy. Renegade Gypsy has now joined the Ron Burke stable in Indiana. He left yesterday. Mel Gibbswan is racing in the Indiana State Fair next week, as is Tactical Mounds. Ronnie Wren is going to drive both of those, and actually Ronnie stayed over last night, and we went out to eat at the restaurant here, and I was telling him about those 2 colts. They race next week. Kings County, frustrating, I'm glad nobody sent me a message and said, what's wrong with Kings County? Because I might have got a little angry. Clearly he stepped on a wheel. I've stepped on enough wheels in my life. Not going to say a word. Do it all the time. But definitely kind of got bottled up in a rough spot, stepped on a wheel and made a break. King's just trying to find his best stride. You guys see now there's very little between having a pretty good horse and a really good horse. Not much except for about $150,000 in a year. Right? So Kings County, I don't even think he slid a little bit. He just hasn't found his best foot forward. And there's lots of year left. It's August. There's lots of racing left. He was raced very lightly at the start of the year, so he can race right through into the winter. So I'm not really worried about Kings County. He's sound. He looks good. Mechanics are good. I think Kings County will be just fine. Swinging Senorita, a great mile. Trevor really gets along well with this filly, and he joked about driving her her next start, but truthfully, I think I have to go to the Poconos next Sunday, and if I'm not mistaken, it's on here, if I'm not mistaken, it might be next Sunday that she races. If it is, then he'll get his comical wish, because I will be going to the Poconos for, what do we got next Sunday? Oh, we got Vaquero and Memory and Imagination, and the other horses. So that's the rundown from last night. A full rundown with Yo Mister, by the way. Good luck to everybody today. I talked to Scotty briefly about Tactical Mounds outside. Looks like money outside. He goes, Anthony, expectations got to be tempered. I said, Scotty, who's got high expectations? Who's said anything to you? Hey, see you in the winner's circle, Scotty. I never said a word. Do what you can do. They're both nice horses. Tactical Mounds got the New Jersey Sires coming up. We have a ton of horses that are for the first time ever going to end up in Indiana for the latter part of the season, right? That's where the Breeders' Crown is. That's where the Houghton is for the 2-year-olds. That's where a lot of these stake races are, and that's where a lot of them will end up. So we're going to have to figure out where we're going with these horses and who's going to get them down there. It's not as easy as just saying, oh, well, just send them to Ronnie. No, we're probably going to send one of our in-house trainers, whether it be Jason or Megan or I know Harry won't, but that would be a good fit also. Just somebody down towards that way. There's not a lot of training centers down there, I think Joey's got one down there at Putnam. Anyway, this is all logistics I have to work through. And we'll get it done. And then tonight, after I'm done driving here and playing catch driver all day, we got Merchant Man. Think of Galaxies. I can't wait to race this filly, this mare. Think of Galaxies and Major Megan tonight. If I'm feeling sharp as attack, which I might, depending on how today goes. If I'm feeling sharp, I'm going to drive right back to Ontario. Oliver's got a his birthday party tomorrow, and they're playing paintball. He said, do you want to play? I said I shouldn't, because I'm going to shoot a bunch of kids. I'm not going to play, but I will watch. And then I do have to come right back Sunday night. Now my wife said that makes no sense to do that. It's stupid. It's not stupid. I'm gonna make my son's birthday. I'm gonna watch the birthday, have fun at his birthday party. I'm gonna go back to Northfield Park to race Patrick the Piranha. I'm gonna get up Monday morning and go to Kentucky. I almost said back home. I don't even know what day it is. I'm gonna wake up, go to Kentucky, and then come right back for Northfield Park Wallop. I know that kind of screws up my entire thing. I was going to take Ava down to Kentucky with me. We were going to stay overnight, go to dinner, and maybe Addie also, and then make our way back to Ontario. But I can't do that because I am committed to Wallop. We do have partners on Wallop. I want to make sure everything goes right, and it just falls under the category, if you want it done right, do it yourself. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on Monday night with Wallop. Tuesday morning, I'm heading back to Ontario. I'm going to spend the whole day Tuesday and Wednesday morning with my family, and then back to Northfield Park. We have like 70 in Wednesday night. I don't know, Amy might come with me this week. Maybe. We'll see. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. A full rundown. I'm going to do all your videos starting right now. I'm going to do all your videos here and get them out of the way. But for now, you're completely updated on last night, on today, a little calendar of what's going on in my week this week. You know what? No complaints. You can never do everything perfect all the time, so I'm going to have to give myself a wash on last night and just be happy that all the horses are racing good right now. So I'll let you go. I'll talk to you all very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care.